Thanks for your time today, everyone. We have the GenevaERS team has been working over the last year and busy the last little while meeting our objective to come to you before you today to see if we're ready to be an active project. So let me give you just a little bit of background for those that might not be familiar with GenevaERS. GenevaERS started as a consulting asset in the late 1980s, early 90s through 2000s when it was purchased by IBM as part of the PwC consulting acquisition. The original name was GenevaERS, but it became known as the Scalable Architecture for Financial Reporting, or SAFR. It really is, to simply describe it quickly, it's a map-reduce engine like Spark, but it was developed 10 years before MapReduce was developed by Google in 2004. So it has those sort of characteristics of high-speed scanning against large quantities of data, often used in financial systems because ZOS has so many of them. It drives incredibly high throughput, focused on ZOS. It has a score of very large enterprise customers over its history and IBM continues to support some of those customers that were supportive of its open source release. It was open sourced by IBM in May 2020 and accepted as an incubation project July last year. And today's our renewal review. So just to give you a sense of what we have focused on doing in the GenevaERS world, if I go to the community repository, we've been tracking over the course of the last year all of the requirements put out by OMP for becoming a project, and you can see through the course of all of these check marks that we have completed all of those tasks to do so. After that, at the end here is the active stage criteria. We're coming before you to talk about these few remaining ones to see if we're ready to be in active status. To give you a sense of the scale and scope, we have released the assembler code for the GenevaERS. So here is a sample of some of the, this is thousands of lines, and Randall, maybe you could give me a better sense of exactly the number of lines, but we've released the GenevaERS performance engine as one of the major components of GenevaERS. Another aspect of GenevaERS is called the workbench, and the workbench is a Java component with which to specify Geneva processes. So we've released that code. We wanted to go further than is required to be an active project by the list of standards, and we've also worked diligently the last couple of months to build a demo system that you can actually take and download. We have the package available for download the executables for the performance engine. And here's some instructions. If you wanted to download the executables and upload it to a ZOS environment, slightly modify these JCL steps, and you would be able to run GenevaERS on your machine with a set of pre-canned configuration items. This isn't yet the ability to go define your own processes, but it gets you started in running GenevaERS on your own machine. We also have Geneva TV, YouTube site, where we've uploaded some videos. I'm going to share with you briefly here, if I can. One of the videos we created that is a 1-minute description of GenevaERS, and at the end of that, I'll pause for comments.
GenevaERS fixes log jams in your computer processing. For example, a customer program took 25 hours to run. GenevaERS did it in less than 1 hour on the same data on the same computer, producing the same results. How is that possible? Reads from disk are 1,000 times slower than calculations. Too many reads is too slow. For example, a product file has 1,000 records and a sales file has 1,000,000 records. A report program reads the product file for each sales transaction. That means the report reads the product file 1,000,000 times. GenevaERS reads the product file just 1,000 times. GenevaERS is fast because it saves 999,000 reads. You could fix this by rewriting your programs. GenevaERS is free and does the programming for you. In the time this video is run, GenevaERS required less than 1 minute of elapsed time, 13 seconds of CPU time to scan 500 million records, write 65 million records, and perform 60 million joins for the 5 different processes. Learn more at GenevaERS.org.
I think that's probably what I prepared to talk to you about. We've worked very hard. We've got a good active community, 17 participants in the team on GitHub formally today. Committers from multiple different organizations. And we've got our website is up and active and used in communicating with the community. An active Slack group. So things that we plan to do, next steps, we do not yet have a public build process for the executables, but that's in process. We need to enhance and transform our documentation. We are starting and renewing our Spark integration efforts, which we've done a little bit over the last year, but been put on hold the last couple of months preparing for this presentation. And of course, we're continuing to make enhancements to the tooling overall. Questions, comments?
Very nice piece of work, Kip and team.
Yeah,
Thanks, Lane.
Nice that you were able to follow through from product to open source and continue it on.
Thank you. It's a really great team. A lot of community involvement over a lot of years in this.
That's the typical lifeblood of open source software.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any other questions or comments? And with TAC, we do have a quorum here, so we could also go down the path of approving the graduation in addition to the annual review.
Yeah, I think the annual review is and I would move to graduate them to the role, and which kind of fills the annual review as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe we'll put a motion on the table to approve the graduation of GenevaERS to an active stage project.
So moved.
Okay.
Thank you, Mark and Phil. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any oppose or abstain? All right. Well, congratulations, Kip and the GenevaERS team. You have your graduated active stage project now.
Thank you. Andrea Orth is here on the phone. Randall Ness as well. Great to have them there. Thanks for everybody's support. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Glad to see the second project to make it through the entire life cycle. It's definitely showing some really solid growth. I think we're seeing in projects, along with I think just generally, projects really coming to form here, and great support by the community for sure. So exciting all around.